Hello and welcome back to another video. If you're new here, I'm Derek Livingston. I shoot sports, I shoot film, I talk gear, and just kind of photography topics, sometimes video topics. And today I'm going to be talking about a roll of film that I just shot that just came out and I overnight shipped for a family weekend at the lake. That film is the Harman Phoenix II. So last year, I think it was, Harman came out with Phoenix, the first edition. It was an experimental film to say the least. If you let the lab scan it and develop it, most of the scans came back usually underexposed, there wasn't a lot of dynamic range to it, but where you found out that it shined was when you often did your own scans at home with your camera. So I did DSLR scans with that first edition, and the photos came out a lot better than what the lab got. Now, they released the Phoenix II. I got a roll of that to take to the lake, family weekend. I knew it was gonna be sunny, and I figured that'd be a good time to test out that roll. Now, it's a 200 speed film, but I set my ISO on the Nikon F4 at like 120, 140, 150, somewhere in between 100 and 200. I'm not really sure what the little marks are because they're not all marked. It's 100, 200. So I went somewhere in between there. And most of the time when I was metering, I was trying to meter at least right on or slightly overexposed, just in case that was the same case with this second edition of the film. With that said, all of the photos came back really, really good. I only had to make slight adjustments in Lightroom when I was going through them, mostly cropping and leveling out the shots. I was doing a lot of just firing off random shots just to get some tests and to see how well it does with skin tones. There was some shots that I needed to adjust the white balance on them, but overall, I think it's a really good film. I really liked this roll that I got. I still have some of the first edition of this film, and now I kind of just want to get more of the new edition of the film, because I really liked how these photos came out color-wise, dynamic range-wise. It was pretty good. And I think they said they were going to be making more changes as they get moving down the road and get feedback. So, it's only going to get better. It's nice to see a company working on bringing out a new film, and it's not just some repackaged movie film that we're shooting. So now I will say most of the photos come out a little warmer than I would expect for what I assumed it would be a little more leveled. I didn't feel like the saturation on the first generation was as punchy as this film is, but overall I liked how the photos came out. Like I said, a few notes about this film: it is pretty grainy for my experience for a 200 speed film in 35 millimeter. Not sure what the 120 is gonna show out, if it's gonna be grainy or if it'll be sharper. I feel like on the first generation 35 millimeter it was pretty grainy, wasn't the sharpest, but in 120 it seemed to be less grain and a little sharper. So probably 120 is probably going to be slightly a little better. Overall, a few comments about film photography at this point. I'm not shooting a lot of it. It's just kind of getting super expensive, and it's not going to go down anytime soon, I don't think. So I'm just shooting what I got in the freezer right now. I do have some Natura 1600 I should probably shoot at some point, so if I ever have a reason to bust that out and shoot it, I will do that, and probably do a video over that, just because that film is so expensive and kind of rare to find at this point, unless you're gonna take a shot on some eBay post. But yeah, I have a freezer and a fridge with like 20 to 30 rolls that I should probably get through. Some of them are expiring at this point because I've been shooting so slow. So more videos will come per usual. Sports is almost here, so I'll be back into the sports photography stuff. Not sure if I'm gonna do a lot of rentals this year. I think I'm just gonna focus in on some new shot ideas and trying to just change things up like I'm always trying to do. So videos will come of that. Probably more soccer and volleyball this year. We do have a new coach coming in on volleyball, so I'll definitely be trying to get those coach portraits and just focusing in on a new era of Pitt State volleyball. But with that said, I'd appreciate if you like, subscribe, leave a comment down below if you have any questions, and I will see you all in the next one.